Hello, my dear students. Hope you all fine. Today we will discuss some of the questions. Those are related from the chapter. So we have already discussed the chapter Industrial Revolution in the previous videos. I hope you have understood. If you haven't, you can watch the videos 2-3 times. Then you will get understood. Also, you can give message in WhatsApp to make understand if you have any doubts in that. So today we will discuss some of the question answers related to the chapter. First question: what is meant by industrial revolution? Answer: the word revolution means something sudden and quick shift. Industrial revolution resulted in revolutionary changes in all walks of life. So simply we can give the industrial revolution a meaning like sudden or a quick shift or quick change in the field of industries, in the field of life of all the people. The word revolution means sudden thing, okay, in the ways of all's life, okay. And second question: mention any two causes responsible for the industrialization in England. The two causes are enclosure movement and availability of coal and iron. We have already discussed though there are two major causes to improve or to bring the industrial revolution or industrialization in England. The first one is availability of labor, more labors were there, and availability of raw materials like coal and iron. And third question: what is a capitalist system? A capitalist system is the economic system in which business and industries were owned by private individuals and not by the state. So, capitalist system is an economic system where the private ownership will be held. Okay, where private ownership will be held in the capitalist system. And fourth question: mention the two main features of capitalism. Under this system, the productive wealth remains in private hands. Therefore, the owners of wealth have exclusive right to the things that belong to them. The entire economy is governed by the market forces, that is, the forces of demand and supply. The word demand here denotes what consumers are willing to consume. The word supply refers to the quantity in which the producers are able to produce the goods in demand. So the main two features are the entire economy is governed by the market, and the supply refers to the quantity which the producers are able to produce the goods in demand. Okay, those are the major two main features of the capitalism. Okay, two major features of the capitalism. Next, moving to the fifth question: mention any two abuses or evils of the capitalist system. Two negatives of capitalist system: the people left their villages to work in the factories situated in areas near the coal fields or the iron rocks or seaports, etc. Not much care was taken to provide houses for the industrial workers. They therefore were forced to live in slums where the living conditions were very bad. In 1840s, more than one third of the population of Manchester was living in the rooms in the ground underneath. They were forced to live under their dirty conditions. In fact, each new machine meant that manual labor would be replaced by mechanical devices. It did through a large number of manual workers on the street. Since men lost their work in some parts of the world, there was a massive wave of riots. So many of the areas, the problems were held. What problems? Labor's problems also held. Okay, that was the evils or the bad at the time of capitalism. And what is meant by socialism? Socialism consists of one demand, namely that the land and other instruments of production shall be the common property of the people and shall be used and governed by the people for the people. Okay, so socialism is, it's an instrument, it's an institution, or it's a committee shall provide the property of the people and shall use it to the governed by the people. So the ownership of example land or anything, it is provided to the people by the people. And question 7: name any two of the early French socialists. Babeuf and Saint-Simon. Babeuf and Saint-Simon were the two early French socialists. Okay, now moving to the eighth question. Eighth question is like, what is the role of Robert Owen in the history of the socialist movement? Robert Owen has been called the father of British socialism. He owned a cotton mill in Scotland. It was he who first used the word socialism and maintained that the object of government was to make the people happy. He reduced the working hours of the factory workers, paid the good wages, and helped the trade union movement to grow. Okay, so at the time of Robert Owen, he just started up a mill from himself, and he just divided the people equally. He just given the salary equally, like that system he brought up in Scotland. Because of that reason, all he just become a famous, and he only brought up the word socialism, because the companies for the people and the production for the people and the ownership or the profit also for sharing equally. Okay, so that's the thing about Robert Owen. Now question 9. Name the famous work by Marx and Engels which marked the advent of the Marxism and socialism or communism. The Communist Manifesto was published in 1848. It marked the advent of Marxism or scientific socialism. As they called it, according to Karl Marx and Engels, interests of the capitalists and workers are all the time opposed to each other. They laid stress not the doctrine of the class struggle, the struggle between the capitalist and the working classes. In a class is an affair until the workers have won and a new social system is born. So the mark the advent of the Marxism in socialism or communism, which says, or according to that says, they used it to bring a doctrine of class struggle, that struggle between the capitalist and working classes in that case ceaseless affairs until the workers have won, the new social system is born. They brought up a new struggle to bring for socialism or to bring for the people. And 10th question, name any two prominent leaders of the Socialist Party founded in India in 1934. The prominent leaders of the party were Acharya and Narendra Dev, Achyut Patwanand and Jayaprakash Narayan and Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia. Okay, those were the prominent leaders of the Socialist Party. Now, 11th question, mention the two main features of socialism. Socialism favors collectivism, that is, collective good or social welfare is of greater value than the good of an individual. Socialism, in addition to equity, promotes freedom or civil liberties also. Socialists have been great supporters of civil liberties such as freedom of speech, freedom to form associations, and freedom of religion, etc. The socialists want to reduce class divisions. In other words, the goal of socialism is the abolition of private ownership over means of production such as land, mines, factories, etc. So the main two features of socialism we have discussed. The socialists have been greater supporters and civil liberties, and also it has a good and social welfare to bring the nation great. Okay, and next last question, 12th question, it's that mention any two differences between capitalism and socialism. The first and the most important distinction between capitalism and socialism is that the means of production in a capitalist economy remain in public hands. The capitalism or the industrialist, the socialist thinkers hold that the material resources of the country, land, coal, iron, railway, road, transport, and bankers, etc., should be nationalized. That is, bought under the state control. And the capitalists produce even those goods which are not utility for the society. Those are the main difference or comparison between the capitalism and socialism. So note down the complete answers and send in the group. So thank you for today. See you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.